Hello and welcome. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. This is episode 2 of our Let's Play the Prince and the Thane mod. And we are the Duke, or rather Earl, Morcar of Northumbria. And where we left off last, I was just swooning over all the new stuff in this mod, and we haven't actually let a single day tick. We did take the earliest start possible, which is about 9 months before normal start. Normally you start in, September 15th, 1066, I think? Or it might be the 16th, I'm not sure. Somewhere around there. But let's take a look at ambitions. So, we have become Chancellor. That's all seems the same. Amass wealth looks the same. Paragon of Virtue and become exalted look the same. Get married looks the same. Stewardship looks the same. Learning. Win a war. Nice, this is new. Earl Morcar I desires the glory and fame of a successful war. So we just have to have the character modifier recently victorious in war. Cool, so that must mean there's like some thing you can get, like an attribute you get after winning a war. Neat. So if we chose that ambition and then we do win a war, we get extra prestige plus 1 martial. Increase the size of our domain. We're not satisfied with the size of our domain. Well, that's a pretty easy one to satisfy, I think. We're below our limit, and if we did it, we'd increase stewardship and get some prestige. Or no, our opinion of our king would go up. Oh, that might actually tempt him to give us land. That's kind of cool. See our house on the Byzantine throne. It is not enough for the of Mercia dynasty to rule only these lands. It must spread and flourish. And there are few seats more esteemed than that of the Byzantine emperor. Earl Morcar will see to it that a member of his house occupies that throne. So success condition would be Byzantium has to have a holder that's the same dynasty as us. And if we did do that, we would gain 1 diplomacy, 1 intrigue, 200 prestige, and the Basilius would have an increased opinion of us. Naturally, the Basilius would actually be our character upon satisfying that condition. It would be someone of our dynasty, not the current Basilius, because he'd be deposed somehow. Looks like we've got the same thing, but for the imperial throne. That's for the Holy Roman Emperor. So we could basically try to, take over one of the 2 main empires. That's neat. And we could also have the ambition to become king. I imagine that if you chose that ambition and you've got a king above you, he might not like that. It's pretty obvious you're trying to take his spot. But let's, for now, we'll choose get married because we need to get married. And doing that will give us what? Nothing, apparently. I don't know. I didn't actually see the bonus. It's probably the normal thing. We've got some ducal claims on some Scottish land. Let's take a look at the decisions next. And actually, real quick, I do want to check and just see if any of the military units look to be any different. Now, as per usual, I am running my keybind shortcuts and interface adjust mod in parallel with this mod, just so that I can raise units quickly and combine them and do all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah, they look about the same. Nothing, I don't know. Nothing jumps out at me as different. Okay, so let's take a close look at the plots. So we can plot to discredit Tithing Man Baldrad. I don't know what the Tithing Man does, but I'm imagining he's some sort of a tax person. It's not a renamed steward, because he's still called a steward. So I'm not sure what that is. Fabricate evidence of Earl Leowin's treason. Why is it that we would be able to plot against him? He appears to be, what, on the same level as us, I think? Earl Leonwyn of Kent. So for some reason, he is my ally. He's my sister's brother-in-law. Morcar's sister's brother-in-law. Okay. So, I don't know, maybe we can plot against him because he's my ally? That's kind of weird. We can accuse Earl Lewin of heresy. So again, apparently we can just outright has the trait excommunicated. Cool, so we can get him excommunicated apparently. We can plot to revoke the Shire of Northumberland from our vassal, and that's probably because it's within our domain, I'm guessing. This title is here, which is in the Duchy of Northumbria, which we control. We have the Earldom of Northumbria. So we're able to plot against that guy to get it. So it'd be kind of cool. You choose that plot, and then at the same time you take the ambition to increase the size of your domain, and you get a ton of prestige that way. We can also plot a fabricated claim on the kingdom of England. England. I'm actually thinking that's supposed to be spelled that way. To me it looks like a typo, but England must be somehow more correct in the history or something. I'm not sure. So those are the current plots we have available, and of course we always have the regular old murder plot. Just choose a... Whoa! Never mind. I'm glad I checked that. We actually have a bunch more new plots. So in general, you can just click on any character and choose a plot, but like normally it's just a kill plot. But we've got accuse Earl Concobar of heresy. So we can plot to convince the Pope that this person's a heretic, and we can do that on anyone. Cool. Or kill him. Or plot to take revenge. Plot to take revenge against Earl Concobar for his treacherous acts. Revenge is a dish best served cold, after all. I'm going to do a little experiment here. I'm actually going to choose this plot just to see if plot durations have been changed at all, and what the success conditions are for this. In regular Crusader Kings 2, you can plot and then immediately change your mind whenever you want, as many times as you want, kind of willy-nilly. Let's see if that's the case. So can I cancel? I can cancel. And then can I choose it again on someone else? Yes, I can. Good, good, good. Okay. So what does this mean exactly? Success condition. Earl Morcar the First of Northumbria. Blah, nothing. Okay. What do we have an event that pops up here? How do we get supporters? Apparently people want to support me in my plot to get revenge from this guy. I don't know why they would, but they do. So let's just invite some random people and see what happens. And actually, it looks like my mod is not... One of my mods not working. My interface adjust mod seems to be being overridden by the Prince and the Thane, so I'm going to have to modify my file slightly. I can't stand it when it does that. Look how that pops up in the worst spot possible. So I'm going to fix that in my mod. And I'll actually put a post on the forums to try to get him to incorporate my mod into his mod, because that's just silly. Right, so we've got some plot supporters, rather. Let's take a look at the decisions then. Hold a regional tourney. Whoa, lots of stuff. So apparently we have to be, one of the following must be true. We need to be the Chancellor, Marshal, Steward, or Spymaster. We need to be older than 35, or rule for more than 10 years. Obviously, we'd have to be over the age of 14, I think, for... Well, not quite for both of those. You could if you were a 0-year-old and you took the throne. And we have to have 100 prestige and 200 gold. So it's very similar to the hold a tourney, but looks like anybody can do it. You don't have to be the topmost liege. Invite a holy man to court. That's the same. Invite a steward to court. Okay. Present a... That looks very similar to the invite a noble to court, but it's called a steward now. Present a debutante is the same. Plan a feast. This appears to be a... it's not tied to any sort of time frame. Normally, in order to do a feast, you've got to do it around the year, around Christmas time or something. But you just do this as long as you have 100 prestige. Summer fair doesn't appear to be tied to any particular month. Go on a grand hunt doesn't seem to be on any particular... Oh wait, in autumn we shall go on a grand hunt. Maybe you can plan it now and then it doesn't take effect till later. Show tourney medal winners. Show the winners of various... Okay. My liege, please choose a tier of tourney for which you would like to know of the medal winners. Here's lists all living medal winners. Well, obviously none have happened, so there's no list there, but... Pogrom. Expel the Jews living in our lands and seize their wealth for the crown. Sounds fun. We need to be a king and need to be independent. And we cannot be affected by a crown law title. Or... Okay, so we can't do it if we have high or absolute. So in order to expel the Jews, apparently you have to... What does that mean exactly? It's not very clear. It looks like you have to be either low or medium crown authority to do this event. Because if you're not affected by crown law, then that'd be the lowest level. I don't know, it's kind of confusing. We'll see when we're actually a king. Take a loan. We could just randomly take a loan for 50 gold at 5% interest. 25% interest. Okay. So if you really wanted that title right now, we could take it and buy an indulgence for our sins. Spend some money to get some piety. Make the Pope like us better. Okay. Cool. Well, that kind of does it for the events. And I still haven't let any time go on, but I do want to take a look at the buildings now. So... we have up to 3 levels of public house, and this thing apparently increases tax income. If we upgrade it, it would lower local revolt risk and increase in income, but also lower our levy reinforcement rate. Timber Mountain Botley is similar to a training ground or something. I can't remember now what it was called, but levy and garrison looks like it's about the same. Surf Hamlet, more income. Okay. So there's a couple different items that increase income. You build a neck ditch, which is some sort of a fort level increasing thing. Cool. Timber Palisade, more levy income and fort level. That's similar as before. Militia mustering ground. So this is one of the things I love. So this makes sense. If you want more men, it lowers the tax income of the castle, right? It's like you get some more men, and then you got to pay for those men. You got to armor them. You've got to train them. It costs money to have more men. I like that. So you got to balance between building more income and building more men. You can't just do one or the other. Same thing with equine pasture for horses. Cool. Farming cottages. Increases the garrison. Small amount of income. Cattle pastures. Cool. Guard quarters. Okay. Village green. 0.10, not very much income, really. Small annual fairs, a lot. But it requires a peasant commune. What exactly is a peasant commune? That's going to be one of these, and I'm not familiar with these names, so I'm actually going to have to hover over these one by one and actually find peasant commune. There it is. Level 2 of this. So I'd have to build this, which requires a ragstone keep and bailey, which is the level 2 of this. So first, we have to spend 190 gold, then this, and then we could build the small annual fair. So it's kind of complicated, but it's an upgrade system. It's kind of cool. Simple longbow range. This is the cultural building for being English, which is awesome. I love the English cultural stuff. It's awesome. Small military engineers workshop. Decreases local build time. Decreases tax income by a lot, but gives you a lot of fort level. Increases technology growth rate for military by 10%, which is cool. Huge boost to garrison and levy. And looks like you can upgrade that twice. And a Mandelion Cathedral. Build conditions never. So these seem to be placeholders for if the item of some sort is found somehow. I'm not really sure. There's probably an event that triggers that. Let's check out the city, see if that's different. Local court, seasonal local market. Yeah, it looks like it's all different. They can build a jewel smith. Small Jewish community can show up and give +2 tax income. Actually, apparently there's 3 levels of it. Cool, cool, cool. I just love this stuff. Toll booth. Check out the bishopric. About the same. Fruit grove. Priori ale cellar. Cool. Okay. Alright. Well, let's see if we can actually get some playtime in. So I'm going to go at speed 3. We need to find a wife, because we've got an ambition to get married, and God, that is really going to annoy me. Okay, I'm going to have to move it every single time. Princess of Denmark. She's 14. Why are we able to arrange a marriage with her? 14-year-olds shouldn't be marryable, are they? Apparently they are. Okay. Well, we could marry the relative of a king over here. We could marry the daughter of Denmark, get a strong claim on Denmark from our son. Sounds good. Might as well. Well, let's see if there's anyone else at least. I mean, Princess of Norway. Denmark or Norway? Probably I would prefer Denmark, honestly, if we ended up pressing a claim against it. She's a bastard, though. This character was born a bastard, but has been legitimized. They can inherit, though the stain of bastardy can never be entirely cleansed. So people don't like her as much, but she would get claims. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of nice women to choose from. Look at all these Princess of England. You can marry. I can marry a 13-year-old. That doesn't feel right. But historically, I guess it makes sense. I mean, oh, this is going to sound terrible, but what is that one saying? If there's grass on the field, then go play, or something like that. Oh, old enough to bleed, old enough to breed. Oh, I'm terrible. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop now. Anyway, but yeah. These days you can't get married until you're like 16 or 18 or whatever it is in the United States, but back then they did really marry off people when they were 12 or 13. It's kind of sad. Let's see. So let's marry the... I kind of like her stats. How much? Let's check the prestige. We'll get 110 for her. Hungary would give us not much. What about that Princess of England? 105, and actually give us an alliance with... I think I might even just do this. I'm going to marry my lieges. If I marry my liege's daughter, then my son will get a strong claim on the Kingdom of England, which we could press. But I'll probably be able to just fabricate a claim. So I'm not really too worried about it. Since I'm in that kingdom, I can easily fabricate a claim. It'd actually be better if we could get a claim on the Kingdom of Scotland or something. What do these little things mean? Being tutored by Art de Perth. So we don't... Apparently it's not this... how do you have three... Oh, yeah, 3 grandparents makes sense. That's like a little tombstone, a little headstone. That's kind of cool. Ooh, and that was a... Gosh, there's all kinds of cool stuff to look at. What was I looking at? I was looking at somebody who had... Yeah, he's tolerant. Look at that little icon. That's cool. Right, okay, anyway, I need to get married. Let's go with Denmark. She's a bastard, but I like her stats. They're all right, and Denmark is... I like Denmark. We'll do that. Okay. Liege Loyalist faction. Oh, yeah, that's right. We've got to look at factions. Let's check that out. So, Liege Loyalists. This faction is composed of vassals that are loyal to their liege, and that will, or should, support their ruler in any internal war. Awesome! I love a rehaul of the faction system. I love it. That's so cool. What else can we do? Okay, so seniority succession. These are all about the same. Independence. Apparently King Harald of Norway. Looks like anybody who has a strong claim, we can create a faction to support them. It's like Denmark here. Yeah, he's got a strong claim on England. That's normal. Apparently you're allowed to lead 3 factions instead of 2. We can basically, if we join the Liege Loyalist faction, which doesn't make sense now, there's apparently 2 of them. His and mine, which is weird. But I'm betting. Why don't I like my liege? I'm betting that by creating that faction, he should like me. Apparently not. No. Faction member 0. I would have expected that to actually increase his opinion of me. Okay. All right. Well, let's at least get married. He's maybe cupbearer. And then we'll, ooh, what's all this stuff? Oh god, there's so much cool stuff to look at. Okay, I'm gonna have to wrap it up here. It's already been too long. So, in the next episode, we'll find out what's going on with this war. Probably a war that our liege is in, and then we'll take a look at some of these new modifiers that look awesome. And then we'll start doing some actual gameplay. So thank you so much for watching. See you again in the next episode.